Welcome to this Affinity case study on our member Veena. Over the next few minutes, I am going to break down for you how we achieved this amazing result. Now, I'm going to dive straight in. So first, a little bit about Veena. So she signed up to Affinity on the lead up to her 40th birthday. She's actually now just turned 40. She celebrated last weekend and had an amazing time. And a big part of her goal was to feel fab at 40 and, make this the decade that's her healthiest yet. She's a mum of two and she wants to set the best example for her kids. Now, she works full time, juggling a career, family, and everything in between, just like you. She loves her traditional food and doesn't want to give it up to lose weight. Okay, so like a lot of people, we have elements of traditional food in our life. For us, it's like, for example, getting help from family. They drop it around and things like that. And you don't really want to lose that because it's a great help, it tastes good, and it can work within a fat loss phase, for sure. Okay, now on top of all of that, as you can imagine, as the modern day person has, is a busy social life. Okay, so we wanted to create a plan that fits around the events and not restricts them. She wants to lose weight, but more importantly, keep it off for good. She's not exercised before, so she needs something realistic and manageable. So we wanted to meet her where she was at. And what she wants to gain out of this process is energy, confidence, to feel comfortable in her clothes again. And she's looking for a long-term lifestyle change, not just a quick fix. Now, Veena's why. It was more than just weight loss, and it was about a lifestyle shift for her and her kids. So she was struggling with confidence in her clothes, avoiding outfits that she once loved because they no longer fit her how they used to. Okay? It wasn't just about the weight loss. Okay? She wanted to break the cycle and ensure that this is the last time in her adult life that she ever has to worry about her weight again. Okay? And she wants to set a healthy example for her children. Okay? Because as we all know, children don't listen to what you say, they mimic what you do. Okay? So setting a good example, leading by good example, would only mean that her kids focus on those things as well. And some of the feedback that we're getting through her from the process is that the kids love seeing her working out and training. They want to go out on walks with her and things like that. They run around in the park together. What parent doesn't want that? Okay? We want it to be fixed on the long-term habits. We want to fuel our body with the right foods for life, not just a short-term result. Here's the weight off, and then 1 month later it piles all back on. Okay? And we wanted to take control of her health, proving to herself and her family that real change is possible. Now, Veena's why was to finally feel confident in her body again. She wanted a sustainable way to have her lifestyle. She wanted to be an example for her kids, and she wanted to have more energy, move with ease, feel strong, okay? And she was doing it, importantly, for herself, for her future, and her family. Now, when she came into the program, we set her some initial targets, and I'll tell you those initial targets, and then I'll put them into context as we go along. Okay, so we figured out that her sort of, calories to sort of drop body fat would be around the 1400 mark. We aim to eat around 80 grams of protein a day, give or take, plus or minus 5 to 10 grams. We were training 3 times a week, and we started with 20-minute sessions, and we did those from home actually. Okay, she had never trained before. We wanted to meet her where she's at. She wasn't confident going into the gym, so we started training from home. And we aim for a total daily step count of 8 to 10K steps. Now, here's the important thing with steps, okay? This isn't just a random number that we spit out at people. We kind of want to figure out where you're at. Now, if you're someone that's starting with us and you've not done you're sedentary, you're getting like 1 to 2,000 a day, us giving you a target of 10,000 steps is going to feel a little bit daunting. You're not going to know how to get those in. So you kind of want to build on that. Okay, so Veena was getting around 5 to 7,000 per day. So we set her a nice challenge of, add a little bit more on top of that. Let's aim for 8 to 10. And that was a lot more achievable for her. It was a little bit extra than what she was doing, but a good enough challenge for her to go out and achieve it, rather than it feeling like this daunting task. Now, here is her weight loss graph. Okay, so as we can see, she started at around the 59 mark, was at 59, and she ended on the 50 mark. So total loss of 9 kilos. You can see she was sub 60 kilos as well. Now, an important thing to note as you're looking at this graph, you will notice that it's not straight down in a downward manner. There are plenty of peaks and troughs, ups and downs, and things like that, and that is absolutely normal when you're going on a fat loss journey. It is a roller coaster. And the reason that this happens is due to a number of things. Okay, for Veena in particular, she had periods where she was on holiday, where she had weekends away. Obviously, there's things that are going on with hormones. If she had been on a meal out or a weekend or something like that, that was a little bit more indulgent, that might have caused a little bit of a spike up, but then it comes down quickly. So these things are all part of the process. So the up and down nature of it all is really, really normal. But that's just her weight loss graph, just so you can get an overview of what that could look like. That's her result. Obviously, we can see a big difference in her stomach. We can see that it's come in, and she's done absolutely amazing. She's done absolutely amazing. The difference is there, night and day for you to see. Now, we used a unique method with her. Okay, so the way that we do things is a little bit different to most. So first things first, we start off with nutrition. And what we don't do is just throw you a meal plan and say, right, go off on your way and eat these things. Instead, we like to take a look at what our members are already doing prior to starting with us. Based off of that, we can then build you a nutrition system around your preferences, but aligned to your goals, okay? We can give you recommendations on portions, on where you can get in more salad, more fruit, more veg, more protein, but still keep those family meals in, okay? For example, let's say she wanted to eat a pasta, okay? And that's a regular family favorite that comes up every couple of weeks for her, the kids, and the husband. They make a weekly pasta, okay? The idea is to leave that in, but we might make some recommendations to tell her to bulk it out with a bunch of veg so that she reduces the actual portion on the actual pasta that's used. We might sort of advise her to chop a side salad with it rather than sort of having the garlic bread. And these are the type of things that we do with the meals, okay? So that's the type of thing that we're doing. We want to keep the foods that you know and love in, but give you recommendations on how to eat them better. Protein. We like to set a realistic and achievable goal, okay? We don't want you to just be ramming down Linda McCartney sausages and corn sausages down your throat for the sake of a protein number. Again, this is one of those things that can seem quite daunting. So again, just want to meet you where you're at. Obviously make an active effort to try and get more protein in, but without it feeling like all you're eating is Linda McCartney sausages or corn sausages or whatever it may be, right? Training. The way that we do training is take a look at your schedule, figure out what's realistic for you to stay consistent to, and then give you a training program around that. Okay, so for Veena, with work, with the kids, with the social life, with the weekends, with the household chores, with everything else in between, she figured out that realistically to start with, she could commit about 20 minutes per session, and that she would then be able to commit to those around 3 times a week. And that's where we started. And then as she got more experience through her time working with us, we sort of built on that. We made it a little bit more challenging, a little bit more intense as we went, okay? Because naturally, as she lost weight, as she got fitter, as she got stronger, she needed something to challenge her a bit more. But initially we started with that. Believe it or not, that is enough, okay? Total daily steps I mentioned, we meet you where you're at, okay? Then the next big thing was managing socials, and this was just done through communication. We're quite informal. We like to use WhatsApp as a communication channel with our members. It's one-to-one, so it's not done in a group, and any socials or anything that was coming up was just a quick message to her coach. Hey, this weekend, going out to X place, what do you recommend? Cool, you know what, Veena, for breakfast you need to do this, for lunch you need to do this, and at the restaurant I'd probably recommend you getting these things. Oh, you've got a wedding? Cool, in that case, this is what you need to do at the wedding, these are the things that I'd watch out for, these are the things that you should cover in the week. So we had that back and forth, that rapport there that allowed her to keep moving forward, and that's the big part of the process, okay? Check-in and accountability. So we worked close together to make sure that each week she knew what she was doing, when she was doing, how she was doing it, okay? Coming up with the game plan for each and every week. And we kept her accountable through our WhatsApps, through our weekly feedbacks and things like that. And that's how we kept her moving forward, just through that communication, that one-to-one communication. Having someone there in her corner that she could fall back on, ask questions of, meant that she was moving forward always. This is an example of a training day. If you're looking at this and you're thinking, whoa, what is going on over here? These sound really, really complicated. Everything that we give our members are attached with a video, so you know exactly what you're doing, how you're doing it, and it's very easy for you to follow along to. And this was an example of something that would take her 20 minutes. So we start with some form of squat variation, okay, on this particular workout, and it then went into a circuit style thing. Again, as you can see, things that require basic amounts of kit that she can do from home. All she really needed was a set of dumbbells. This is just an example of one workout session. Now imagine she was working out 3 times a week, so she would have 3 different sessions for the week. So it wasn't just this same thing that repeated herself. it was a different session for each of the sessions that she would work out through the week. But this is just an example of sort of, one of them. We have a whole bunch of different training programs that we give to our clients. We kind of, again, meet you where you're at. We want to figure out what you can do, what you can't do, what you have access to, the time that you have available to you, where you're going to be training, and then we build out from there. Okay, so it's not just a case of, here's your training plan, go away and get that done, and tough luck if you can't. Okay, we help you with it. In terms of food, so yeah, she initially spoke to us, and she was someone that was a meat eater. And this is sort of some things that we put together for her as ideas. So in the morning, some oats, which she didn't mind eating. She was a fan of it, so she was already eating that. In the afternoon, some form of egg dish, and in the evening, just in case, she's having some traditional food. So we've got like a mug curry with some rice, some Greek yogurt, and things like that on the side, and then just some snacks that she can have throughout the day. As you can see, the totals for that equals around sort of like 90 grams of protein, 1,300 on the calories. But this was just an example of the nutrition plan that we gave her. This is just one of the days. I think we gave her a total of around 10 example days, and we sort of then refreshed it going on from there. In terms of what she sort of started to adapt and things like that, which is what we work with you to do. So we give you sort of what we sort of recommend, and then on top of that, we'll collaborate with you for things that you can add in, things that you enjoy. So obviously, look, jacket potatoes that she was having for dinner. Lunch would sometimes be a bagel, lunch sandwich, easy, and in the morning some avo on toast, for example. These were the sort of things that she was eating, and this is her pictures. These are actually things that she was eating, which allowed her to get those drops. One of the big hesitations that she had coming into the program was whether an online program could give her the same level of guidance as an in-person trainer. Okay? She was worried about it from like a correction and technique and even like a motivation point of view. However, once she started immersing herself in the program, her outlook on it completely changed. And now looking back, Veena's own words, she said choosing an online program was one of the best decisions she made. Okay. If she had signed up with someone in person, I would have completely relied on them, she said. Okay. Instead, Nikhil and Vinay taught her how to become self-sufficient while still getting the right guidance. Now, this newfound confidence and autonomy has empowered her to take full ownership of her fitness journey. Okay. Now she's got the skills and knowledge to stay in shape for life, not just for a short-term period. Okay, so she's self-sufficient now. She can stay in shape for life. She knows what to do. She knows how to lift. So really, really important. And I think this comes up a lot for people, whether they go in person or online. Okay, in person is great. You've got someone there for a couple of sessions per week. But what happens outside of those hours? 2 hours per week, you see an in-person trainer, right? 2 sessions. 1 hour here, 1 hour on a Monday, 1 hour on a Wednesday, for example. Now, what about all the other hours in the week? How are you eating? How are you managing your socials? How are you managing your lifestyle? How are you organizing yourself? And this is where online coaching comes in and helps with it. An in-person trainer can't really do that. And that's the difference there. Finally, in Veena's words, hi Vinay and Nick, hope you are both well. With it being my last day on the program, I wanted to say a huge thank you to you both. I joined the program not ever having controlled my food, nor having exercise or steps a part of my life. You've helped me stay on track, consistent, and achieve my results naturally without having changed what I would usually eat, but do it in a controlled fashion. It was one of the main reasons I was not ready to lose weight for so many years. Your support and being there to be accountable to and getting back on track guilt-free when I slipped has been a big reason to stay consistent. And there you have it. Veena's case study. What we did step by step with her, how we did it, and the benefits of the program for her. Now, I have an exclusive opportunity for 5 of you to partake in a case study opportunity. Let me tell you a little bit about it. So the opportunity is, if you finally want to lose 10 kilos or more, skyrocket your confidence and feel amazing in the next 3 months, I am looking for just 5 individuals in their 30s and 40s who want to drop that 10 kilo more in the next 90 days to take part in an exciting and exclusive case study that will deliver transformational results that you will be reaping the benefits of for life. Like I said, when we do things over here at Affinity, you keep your results for life. You lose weight and you keep it off. Okay, so for example, over here, we have Shahil, one of our members, who got into the most amazing shape of his life on the lead up to having his first child. We have over here Tejal, 15 centimeters
off of the waist while working a busy job as a doctor. And then finally over here, Harish, who dropped 20 kilos, lost the gut and got six-pack abs, as well as improving his health and coming off medication for high blood pressure. So this is a super close coaching experience where I will personally coach you into the shape of your life. Okay, this is not for people who want a liquid starvation diet, people who want to work out 7 days a week, and people who are happy just to spring back after a diet and pile it all back on. However, this is for someone who's truly ready to take action. Okay, you've been putting it off for too long and we're about to close applications. Someone whose goals are to lose 10 kilos or more in the next 90 days without hours of cardio and living in the gym and things like that. And someone who wants to have their results to stick long after the 90 days are over. Now I'm going to choose the 5 based upon who we believe will get the very best results and who's going to be the most fun to work with at the end of the day across the 90 days. Okay, and if that isn't enough, we are so sure in our affinity method that we will guarantee that if you don't drop 10 kilos or more in 90 days, we'll coach you for free until you do. As long as you follow our systems and procedures, you will get results like this. Over here we have Reggie, who is 15 kilos down, Jonas in the middle, 10 kilos down, revealing his abs, and Tina, absolutely amazing, dropped 20 kilos, got into the shape of her life, is maintaining it for life, along with all of the other guys that you've seen through this slide. That's it from me, guys. Okay, so to register your interest in one of the 5 spaces, DM me the word interested now, and I'll send you all of the details. You can scan that QR code there. If you've got me on Instagram, get into my DMs, and I'll see you on the other side.